Hello guys, welcome to Asia Pacific Virtual Conference Day 2. And then this is your session facility today, and my name is Connie, and I am currently Asia Pacific Regional Manager GT 1920, and before that I was MCVP BD 1819 from SNMOC. So for today we are going to introduce you about how we are going to engage our partners. Amazing. So this is our objective today. So after this session, I hope you can learn about during the situation of coronavirus, how we can manage the external partners to engage with ISIC. And second is that how we are going to understand what needs to be considered in the change management plan to ensure the experience of partner. So for the session flow today, we are going to have external case study. So we are going to spend major time on that, and then we are going to leave you a task for the practice, which is to idea how you are going to idea the engagement campaign. And the last part would be understand what are the things that we can focus on, and then also what can be the major reasons of failure. So first, let's start with a little bit checking, and then so what is your name, where are you from, what are you doing with your partners, and what are the initiation that you are seeing from externally they are doing in your country. Okay, so welcome back to the room, and then I hope that you are having a very nice get to know session. And then so before we start, let's see how actually externals are doing right now. So here I divide our external into different reports. So the first part is the people who are working in the field with high demand. So for example, online education, remote working applications, all of the services that can be used or can be interested from people when they are having the time in home with family, they are actually have very high need for that. And second would be the field with medium demand. So usually in here would be the field that they originally the major business are working on online. So if they are focusing on digital channels, and then all of their revenue stream are coming from online channels. And last one, which is the most sad one, which is the people who are working in the field with low demand. For example, food, online stores, and offline stores, and also retails. So because people are staying at home, they cannot go to and buy stuff. So they have to develop the way that how they can interact with customer in a new way. So let's see what they are doing. I mainly took the cases from China and mainland because this is the country that had the outbreak at the very beginning, and then it's already been passed for around 2 months. So we can see that how those actions, what is the results. So probably you are from the country that just started about quarantine life, quarantine days, and then also maybe your like companies just started to see how they are going to interact. So I guess that this will be the best thing that we can learn from. So first, with the people who are working in the fields with high demand, as we can see, major these their common actions is that they are sharing the services for free, and then however their products mainly are actually already entering a declining and stock stage. So the benefits they are doing this is that they are going to solve customer pains, gain good reputations, and then also they can use these actions as a CSR activities. But however, they also have the challenges. So which is that, for example, all of the people who are doing online course education, they are all doing marketing. Then how our customers are going to choose. So this will be the major challenges they are going to face. And the second, for example, for some like online working applications, like it's very important for them to build up an ecosystem. For example, like in MOC, we have a company called Tencent, and we also have a company called Alibaba. So both of these platforms, they are having very large customers. So for Alibaba, the customers are mainly based in Taobao or Alibaba, this platform, and also Alipay. And for Tencent, which is WeChat. So for WeChat, this time the eWeChat, which is the work-related version of WeChat, is very successful because it's actually linked to the WeChat, and it is more related to the people who were using WeChat before, but then they don't really use any online working applications. So the ecosystem building is main battles these companies want to overcome. So how Isaac can help them to like find the accurate targets or helping them to fulfill the customers they cannot reach. These are something that we can think of. And the second type would be the people who are working in the fields with medium demand. So for these people, we can see that usually I take the examples about content production. So for these people, they are produce a lot of content or using their traffics to do the promotions. But however, because usually their business model is highly relying on the ads, so once they are losing the supply and demand from the company, like people who are sponsoring them or ask them to do any advertisement campaigns, it's also very hard for them. So the major challenges they are going to face, which is turn traffic into cash. And the last part would be the traditional field, which is actually our major partners fields, where they are. So I took some examples. So as you can see, for no matter from food or from even house renting, they are turning their focus area from offline to online. So they are adapting the new trends. And then actually they are, it of course they are focused, this will bring them a lot of revenue growth. But however, the major challenge they were going to face, which is internal change management. So if you want to support these people or attract them, it's very simple. How you are going to support their admin functions, like to facilitate the change management in this, then you are going to get their intentions. Or how you are going to provide some fresh talents who actually understand about young people what they are thinking because they want to enter this market. Amazing. So all of the cases that we are mentioning here, we can actually see some common points, and you can also share if you have any other things. So from my side, first is that all of them are focused on the consumer insights and then solve the consumer pains. And second is that they are focusing on what they are good at, maximum and deliver their value. So for online course, it's that we can support people to use their time wisely. And then for the food, is that they are going to promote their values about we are clean, and then you don't need to touch our food. You can get food by delivery service, and then we are going to give you very like different package to ensure the food is safe. And the third would be balance CSR and cash flow. So all of the companies are facing the challenge about cash flow, but then for a lot of even good companies, although they also have the challenge in that, but then what they think more now is how they are going to shoulder the social responsibilities. So these are the things that we can mention. And then we can also see that they are not just only to focus on now, but actually thinking about future, which is brand and CSR, how they are going to communicate their brand with the values, with the actions they are doing, to really let people to know what are the values these companies is hold. So back to our today's topic, which is how to engage our partners. So I just want to do a little bit recap of yesterday. In Kate's session, we were talking about if you want to build up any good relationships or you want to move your negotiations, you have to know your customer, right? So in that session, we will mainly talk about you need to know your customer as a person. So you need to know what type of this person is, what are the way or tips that you should taking care of when you have the conversation with them. But today, we were mainly talking about the business model that we were just analyzed just now. So we know that, okay, so for overall these in the people who were working in this industry, what are major challenges they are facing right now? So that we can think about better way, that's how we are going to create a win-win solutions for our companies. So let's do a quick sensing about how deeply you are understanding your partner. So for GE and GT, it will be measure that you can actually measure from like how they are working from home, are they facing the financial crisis as well, and are they going to fire employees. And for GV, you can measure about how much they are actually have willingness to collaborate with you. and also how, like, when or where they are going to plan for next year. Okay, so if you are having very high score, that's a very good sign, which means you have higher chance to create a successful engagement campaigns or activities with our partners. But if you are not that familiar with, it's also okay. Let's start to get to know your partner from now. Okay, so when we actually start to design a campaign, we always need to clarify these questions. Although it's tough and it looks simple, but it's actually a very meaningful and essential questions that you have to go through. So for needs, what you are needed right now and what they are needing right now. So if you cannot answer this question, then we cannot establish a conversation between your partners. And second, what you can provide. So based on the current situation, as we all know, we are stopped any exchanges for now. So these are the main business that we are doing right now. But what if we are actually losing this? Then what is our key resources? Is the people that we are engaging with, the young people, or actually other resources? For example, the designing skill or the facilitation skill. So for now, I know it is a little bit hard for you to answer this question in the short time. So let's study other organizations, how they are doing this. So I'm going to introduce the first one of my favorite case, which is how they are doing the partner engagement for B2C. So this organization is called Polaris Use, and it's actually a community. So they are running business based on community, and then they are also have the paying knowledge online. So how they are earn money is that using the ads or design campaigns for companies, and then also provide some knowledge or courses for people to buy. And the vision is quite similar with us. So what's their vision is that to facilitate people to realize the best version of themselves. It sounds very similar to Isaac version, right? So that's why, like, in some of their activities, like they will have like CEO to showcase how he is doing the inner journey and debriefing his life every day. And then also they will have some exploration campaigns or activities in the city. So let's see how they are doing. First is about online talent market. So this is actually not their main business, because I just mentioned above, like they are running community and then they are promoting people to buy their online courses. So why they are doing online talent market? Because they have the people, and those people are these companies. For example, Adidas, P&G. These are the people that you also know. So they want the people. So they start to bridge them, and then but they don't have a platform. Okay, so they collaborate with another platform which is called 刺猬. So that platform is a more similar platform to with ISET, because they also do exchange and they also provide internship to the youth. So all of these people, they are aiming to one group of the people, which is the youth, from 18 to 30. So Polaris Use organization use the platform with 刺猬 to provide the internship matching, and then this organization also bridging all of the enterprise that they can reach into. So how they do was that they are having the recruitment situation analysis, communicate with over 20 plus enterprise, and also they provide their major service, which is one facilitation. And then also they are doing some promotion for the company's product, because in here you can see, for example, Olay, it's a cosmetic brand, right? They are having a lot of products. They need to sell to the people and they want to do promotion. So they are also helping them to do the promotion as well. And also they are inviting the HR to do the online company open days. And the second is about university relationships. So in MOC, every this period, university will usually organize an activity to ask the students to go back to their high school to do the promotion for the university, so they can get more applications. But then, however, as you all know, we are actually stopped posting the people to get back to school until May. So those people cannot go back to their high schools. So they are collaborating with some departments, especially for recruitment department with the university, and then they can they are engaging their young people to do the introduction of their university life. And the last one is the one that I love most. It's about time donation. So this idea is actually creating from their CEOs, and then this is actually having very, very large impact without very, very less cost. So they just post a message from their CEO that we want to invite people from the society to donate your hours. And how you are going to use these hours? You are going to coach the young people who are confused about their career, about love, relationships, life, and family. So they are actually having these kind of activities, and then people are loving it because they are also very get bored in home, and then they are feeling that they are doing something right. And then after that, they can also like connect with all of the people here. As you can see, we have a lot of CEOs and also people from Forbes under 30, and then also they have a lot of like famous stars who are actually showing on the TVs, and also a lot of KOLs. So they are linking and then enlarge their resource pools with these partners. And another case is it's more related to IG and IGT. It's about partner engagement for B2B. So Lakota Comm is a digital platform that specialized in recruitment solution for internet industry. And this company grows super fast. And then let's see how they are doing. So the things they are doing is also very simple. So they just ask people that also provide opportunities in their platform. For example, ByteDance or the people who were mentioned here. And then they are mainly from like CEO, HR director, legality consultants, and also VP to do the sharings. And then speakers can also provide to promote their solutions. For example, the ByteDance, the topic he is sharing is about how you are going to manage more than 50,000 employees. But then, however, the content inside is talking about how you are going to use our products to manage this, and this is our secret. So that is a win-win solution that you are actually attracting a lot of HR because Lakota Comm is a recruitment agency, right? They are a platform. So they want their main target people is HR. And then ByteDance wants to recruit people from Lakota Comm. And also they need HR because they need to the main products that they are focusing on right now, which is they are working versions of applications. So this is how they together are doing things. And then as you can see the topics here that like how to manage salary under coronavirus, how to manage more than 50,000 people. So these are all the topics that HRs are very interested. So if you don't really have an idea about what our HR wants, then what you can do is either you can do some interviews like to see, or you can join some community on the LinkedIn, or you can just search what are the main topics they are searching, and then for example, alumni like who is working in a very high position right now, they can come and deliver. So you can actually start to build up this kind of community, and then let them to become your leads inside of the webinar, and then follow their account, and then let them enter the community, and then return them as a customers. So what are your major insights from these cases? And we are going to give you 2 minutes to think about it, and then I will also share it from our delegates about what is their sharings. Okay, welcome back. Let's see what our peoples are sharing. So VAT cell LCVP IGV from Isaac Lumbini. Okay, I'm not so sure about my pronunciation. Is it correct or not? Okay, so from different cases, we got to know how to engage partners by working online, how like different countries are coming up in the same platform to continue their operations in this time of crisis. Also, how various new ideas are coming up, and also different online sharing platform, which we can also do the same on local and national levels for our partners' engagements. And Alisa, I like what Lago did, where it's a lot about engagement and actually prospecting opportunities to also educate external stakeholders. I think in the context of university relations, for example, I can imagine how other clubs may be lost with the uh, engagement with clubs. So having collaborations with other university stakeholders to engage students would be something that Elsie can look into. Amazing. And oh, yay. Okay, so I like this one from Kate from IGV UPLB Philippines. True, we usually operate things in person, but because of circumstances presents, we are kind of forced to discover and innovate things that we never thought was possible to do. But it turns out it's efficient and very helpful. Amazing. So I hope you guys are also share your learnings, and then you can tag us in our account or join our Facebook. You can also post your sharings there. So for these are the highlights that I want to emphasize. First, when you think of engagement plan, like all you can see is very simple. Like why, like they don't really think of too much. Like for example, the time donation case. When people join, they just need to add their accounts, and then they can just talk, and then it's simple. And second, provide meaningful motivations. So all of the activities that you are doing, you should always emphasize the value behind. For example, like the Polaris Use organization, that part, they are also not. They are actually not good at matching talents. But the values behind makes companies want to partnership with them. So these are something that we really need to think about. What we are actually good at, and also what are the key values that we are talking about as a brand, as an organization. And third part is create memorable engagements. So how your customer, after they join this, they can also post on their social media. They can also talk their experience. It's super important. So how you are going to design this kind of flow for the people to engage will be the challenging for you, but at the same time, it's very essential for you to do that. But however, as you can see, the things that I'm talking to you today, they are all activities. They are just activities. So when I was LCP, I also like, once I see a lot of cases, yes, I'm going to do the same thing. When I was MCBD, I also want to do that. But however, when we go to implement that, exactly, we will realize there are a lot of things that we are actually didn't look into. So when we talk about engagement activities, right, we also cannot forget, we should all think about how we are going to manage customer. Imagine you are also going to implement the time donation campaign in your LC level. Then you get like boom, customers that coming into your funnel, and then they are all interested your organization, your exchange program. But you cannot do exchange now. You cannot provide that service. And also after these activities, you don't really have another one. So how you are going to manage this customer, how you're going to return them. And also if you partner with some partners, then if you never think about how you are going to return them, then this will be just speakers. Because like if you host any forum before, then you will know that our OCR keep changing, and we had a lot of great speakers, and we never actually keep them into communication, like have routines to communicate them, so we can always maintain a good relationships, even though currently we don't have any business. But that is how you are actually accumulating for the resource for your LCs. So those two things, they cannot be separate, and then they are actually supporting each other to make sure that your engagement with your partner is stronger. So you have to have a product mindset to actually engage your partner. And then if we think about products, all of these things are needed. So it's not just think about an activities, but you also need to communicate clearly about what is the vision, what is the benefits, what is the customer journey, what are the target markets, what are the channel, and what are SOPs, so that people are willing to engage with you. And then at the same time, when we actually think about that, you will actually figure out, ooh, this is very familiar. I feel this is something that we just talked yesterday. Yes, for partner engagement, the whole thing is about we are actually managing a relationship. So if we are going to managing a relationship, then we need this to ensure our product, which is the elements in the right side, is going to be happen. For example, we need to have a consistent communication for people to understand what is our vision. And we also need to have a very strong reporting system to ensure our professional goals are being fulfilled. And we also need to gain feedback from our customer to always improve our customer journey. So if you are actually seeing your relationship as a product, then everything will be complicated. But at the same time, it will be more simple for you to imagine how this relationship should be built and also should be managed. So right now I'm going to teach you how you should develop an engagement plan in a more comprehensive and a systematic way. First, we should always confirm our goals first, because it will be very simple for you to lose at this moment. Like, for example, we cannot do any exchange. Then how we are going to set the goals? It's not the number of exchange, then what is that? So my suggestion for you is that always think about after you recover, after this storm is passed, how you want to recover. So what are the things that you should prepare from now? For example, we are always facing the challenges in the front funnel, which is sign up. Then how you are going to actually start to do community or this kind of lead nurturing campaigns, no matter for your partners, for your ICX, or the customer for your OGX. So think about these goals, and also think about what are the best ways to achieve the results. Because sometimes, not necessarily we have to engage the partners, and then of course, after you come all the way, if you think, yes, I need to engage with partners, then we come to the next step, which is identify the stakeholders. What are the pains and gains? Why they should be engaged into these activities? And who can help you to do that? What is their role inside? Because it can be very different roles. And then don't always just think about partners is the only stakeholders that you need to manage. You can also think about like members, BOAs, MCs. These are all the stakeholders can help you to achieve your goals. And third part would be set up the communication plan. So a communication plan is very important, because that is the thing that if we review the previous one that I just mentioned, we always need to have the consistent communication and be transparent to our partners. So settle down the format, messages, and routines with different groups. It's something that you can do from the basic, and this basics is going to help you a lot. And last one is the thing that an LCVP have to do and have to follow up, which is engage stakeholders and also monitor the process, evaluate the results, and also take feedback and improve. So I know that because when I was in LCP or when I was in MCVP, when we want to downscale or execute a plan, it's actually simple. Like the first three parts, they are all simple, because when we settle down the plan, it's simple. But then if we want to ensure our people are following the plans that we are designing, and also having the reports or having the routines to be actually executed, and we are going to evaluate, it will be hard. But however, without this part, then you cannot really ensure that every delivery of the partner experience is going to be 100% delivered. So these are the things that you need to take care of. And also these are the how you can actually divide the people for your stakeholders. So usually when we do the stakeholder management, we can always put them into inform, educate, consult, involve, collaborate, and empower. For example, inform, it can be your MC, it can be your MOC, it can be your BOA, and then for educate, it can be your members, or it can be like like the partners who are actually having the partnership with you, like they need to understand why you cannot do exchange for us. Yeah, right? So this can be actually very helpful for you to divide all of the stakeholders that what are the things that you actually need to do. And the second would be the method. So for example, if you want to inform, it can be using different ways of like the one that you are going to do the consult. So this can help you to really maximize all of the touch points you have with the different stakeholders and help you to have a better and clear ideas on how you are going to manage that. So for here, this is actually a stakeholder mapping matrix. So we are combining this one, which is the stakeholders. Like for example, if you are stakeholders that should be consult, then what are the communication needed? For example, right now we should consult our talent issue. So you can put what are the communication needed? Okay, it's talent issue. By when? We need to by next week. And what the kind of channel it is? Maybe a meeting. So what are the who is the responsible? Maybe my TM or maybe my BD who is responsible for BOA. Yeah. So I hope you guys are getting more clear about how you can actually develop a comprehensive partner engagement plan. And then right now I'm going to show you about some case study. So this will be a tool that we are only open for our APC registered delegates who enter the B2B sessions, but you can also do it with yourself online. It's fine. Okay. So this tool is yeah. So I set some case studies. It's all about how you are going to engage the partners with your goals. So the goals I'm already set for you, and how you can do is yeah. The first part is that you need to, based on the goals, you need to think about what are the campaign names. For example, if I'm saying that, okay, I want to do time donation, and then what are the key messages we want to deliver? We want to help you to find what is the best version of yourself or change your habits in 21 days. And then what are the main activities? For example, donate your time, and then have a one-to-one coach. What is the resources we need? The people from external, from like doctor, from legality, and from like CEO, like this kind of level. And duration, it can be okay 1 week. And then category. So first we need to manage with MC. So I choose category consult. We can consult MC. And what exact thing? For example, we will give you proposal. And then if you want to engage, you can also engage with or make it as a national campaign. Or if MC say you can do this, and then you can say we will keep you informed, and the actions they need to do, like they can support or give you some resources or contacts they have in national level. And then after that, for example, you break it down all of the stakeholders, like you are having here, and then you can put like, okay, so high importance and high influence. Maybe MC is in this block because they can give us a lot of resources, so we can just put all of the things here. And then who is low importance but high influence, maybe can be our BOA. So by using this framework, it can help you be more clear about who is the most important stakeholders that you are going to focusing on. Yeah. So yeah, that's all for the framework. And these are some key highlights. First is always when you think of the activities, always focus on what's our main business and what we are good at. Second is stick with the objective, and third is be concrete. Because if you are not clear about what we want to achieve, what we have, then it will be also very confused for our partners to collaborate with you. Yay! So right now this is the time for, okay, yes. So just a recap about what we have talked today. It's about the process of developing a comprehensive engagement plan. So you need to confirm your goals, identify your stakeholders, set up a communication plan, and also engage stakeholders. Yay. So in the end, I just want to do a quick recap. So if you want to have a successful, these are the key elements that you should have. First is about prioritization. You need to always prioritize what's important goals for you. And second, who is the major customers that you are going to interact with, because your energy is limited and you cannot do everything with all of the people. Second, customer insights. So you really need to know that what they need right now. Otherwise, your campaigns or activities maybe won't be bought in from them. Third part will be routines and reportings. So this is the way that you can actually you are going to be very transparent to them. So these are the recommended call to actions. First is about you have to align with MC's call to action. So I think that most of the MC has asked you to communicate officially about our change in the timeline, and also probably some global suppliers has stopped their exchange. And then also maybe this will affect on how JD and profile that we are going to have in the next few months. And then also have a routine with the team leader, or like your the team leader, your middle managers, to report partner status. And then an information center with your department to communicate the latest change, and also formal informations. And then for the virtual engagements, currently in global we have the work from home in linking, so you can also open and check that, and then you can join a lot of community and digital events. For example, like community that I just mentioned, like you can also join those kind of things, so you can always keep updated with what other things people are caring most. And then also develop the capacity for virtual meeting, because when you do sales, like if you don't know how you are going to gain trust on a virtual meeting, then that will be very hard for you. So pay attention on this one. And then last one is about preparation. So make a projection based on the leads pool. So how you are going to kick off the fish pick. This is also actually defines are you going to do a partnership engagement activities or not? Because probably you already have a lot of people who says that they have very high chance and interest to collaborate with you in the fish pick, but just not now. Then my suggestion can be you should actually focusing on like the quality of project design or the improvement of your service. You don't necessarily to think about expense. But then if you are actually facing the challenge in terms of like finance, then you have to think about the way to gain the revenue. Then you need to think about maybe I can look into the partner engagement, but at the same time make sure that first there is no call to action for exchange, and the second is that be always transparent to your partners about the current status of our co-product, which is exchange. Yeah. So last but not least, always stay with your objective. Don't be lost during the process, because probably you will feel like, oh my god, this is my partner needs, but I cannot do that. It's fine. Always think about what we are good at, and what is main essence of our organization. Yay. So thank you so much, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this session.